Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush. I'm Jim Kogan and we have another 1v1 Sunday game for you. I haven't been sent a lot of team games through lately, but I don't mind because I'm getting some really good 1v1 games. And I would just say, last week's game, the heavyweight clash between the almighty Borg and Lorenz 11 became for a single day's views. It was the most viewed, highest watch time, and led to quite a big boost in subscribers. We've now hit 400 subscribers on the channel. These are in itself small numbers, but for a niche game, this is brilliant. So massive thanks to everybody who's continued to support the channel and keeps enjoying and watching the videos. I did think when I had a bit of a hiatus that perhaps there would be a bit of drop off in viewership, but nothing of it. It appears that we are still growing, still expanding, and that is wonderful for me, the channel, and for 0AD. So I'm really pleased, and thank you all. Let's get on to today's game. Now, this is an interesting one. I've not seen this match. You will notice from the list of players that we've got a couple of familiar faces. Lorenz 11 we featured last week, and Let's Wave a Book, who I have covered many times. I do know Stefan, the player behind Let's Wave a Book, quite well. I would have to say this match was not submitted by either of these players, but every time I've covered Let's Wave a Book, I've got his name wrong every single time, as was pointed out to me the last time I spectacularly got his name wrong. It's not Let's Have a Book, let's not do anything else with a book, it's Let's Wave a Book. So we will see how many times I stuff that up during this replay. But so we have Let's Wave a Book versus Lorenz 11. We saw Lorenz 11 last week. Apologies for repeating players. I can only really go with the replays that have been submitted, and they've been submitted in a certain order, and I try and do them in that order. I'll tell you who submitted it at the end, but it was not either of the players. I've not seen this game. I know how long the game is, and it's quite a long game. Hence the reason we are actually doing this one on fast speed, because it's nearly an hour in real time. But I do not know the result, but two players like this, it's going to be a pretty epic clash, I am certain. One other thing to point out to you, we have the latest iteration of the Boon GUI mod, which I think is 1.63. I will check, but if you haven't already got it, if you're using it for spectation and the such like, it has got return of the champions column, which I asked Langbart if we could have that back in, and I found that to be really critical in the old NROC mod. So we've got the champions column back in, and I think it's this version we're going to get an indicator when a player is in the process of phasing up. So as well as the indicators in the text on screen, this should change color. If it's this version that Langbart has implemented it in, we will see it, hopefully, for the first time today. I may even do a mods feature on the Boon GUI mod, seeing as it is so critical to the commentaries that I do. Anyway, that's enough ramble. Let's get straight into the game. It's Let's Wave a Book versus Lorenz 11. Let's start. And you can see we are on it's a small mainland map, which we are all familiar with, but it's a biome I've not played on or covered before. This is the Aegean, and I can never say it. Anatolian, there we go, Aegean Anatolian, which I'm assuming means lots of wide open spaces and clumps of trees, but this rather beautiful grassy texture here. Not seen this biome in action at all. Here we have at the top of the map, Let's Wave a Book, rated 1815, playing as the Romans. Very capable player. Covered them a few times, and interesting approach they've gone for. Obviously it's very wood centric. They're getting rid of the wood near the CC. They are producing women 4 at a time at the moment. Women gone onto the grapes, and the gathering upgrade is in progress. Cavalry unit collecting the chickens, more wood gathering going on here. Let's have a look at Lorenz 11. Another very capable player, and somebody playing with my favourite civ, the Britons. I don't know if this was a random draw or not, but let's have a look at Lorenz. Lorenz also going for what looks like an economy build, so just the one cavalry cavalrymen each. No signs of anything like a rush. We see Lorenz doing the usual scout with a slinger approach. So wood line down here, farming or farm gathering here has already got the gathering upgrade, and it is groups of women 3 and 4 at a time coming out at all. So they're going for a very, very similar approach. Extra lot of grapes up here to the north of the territory for Lorenz, so that's quite good for food. Not much in the way of hunt. It's sporadically scattered around. I'd say a little bit natively to either side. Possibly Let's Have a Book has the better of it over here. There's a few herds of deer at the extremities where there are sheep over here in the middle of the map. And some deer over here if Lorenz finds them. Let's have a look at Let's Wave a Book's approach. No additional grapes, berries or anything present in the immediate vicinity of their base. Still working their way. Populations, there's nothing in it either. Which I mentioned, Lorenz is only rated, was it 4 higher than Let's Wave a Book? This is a close game in every way, shape and form, right down to the ratings. I do not know how this is going to go. Lorenz is doing some scouting. Just notice there's grapes just outside of Let's Wave a Book's territory here, so not quite as advantageous. Lorenz goes in. Is he going to get some snipe kills here? It's coming under fire from the CC. Doesn't get the kill, but has seen a fair old bit of the base. Is going back in for more. He's going to try and get some from distance. He's going for a capture. No. That house is too close to the CC. That horse will get killed if it stays there. It's already down to what, 3/4 health. And oh, this is a rush. Lorenz has sneaked out some additional cav. In they come, and Let's Wave a Book's horse absolutely ran off. Now, is this a more coordinated attack? I think Lorenz. Oh, it's got the attack dog up as well. They're looking for where the vulnerabilities are. And you would have to say there aren't too many. All of the women are over here. Let's Wave a Book will know that there could be danger coming, but has got infantry out there already. Yeah, has obviously produced some fast infantry. There are 11 skirmishers and 5 swordsmen. There are kills though, but it's 1 apiece. Lorenz is losing horses. So, yeah. 1 kill for the loss of 2 horses. The attack dog and everybody else, they are retreating. I don't think they're going to get any change out of Let's Wave a Book with an early rush at this stage. Not with those sorts of numbers. Oh, what's this? Is this more attack dogs? This is more attack dogs. This is interesting. What has Lorenz actually got? So got a stable up and is producing attack dogs. So a very disposable but very vulnerable attacking unit. So this is interesting. They're just sat there. Obviously, Let's Wave a Book isn't aware they're there. Lorenz aiming to keep the pressure on. That's a female citizen that's gone up there. What's all this about? Are they putting up a watchtower? It's hard to see. Let's see what else is going on. Having a few sniffs at the side of the base there. Lorenz is doing incredibly well to keep the population's levels. Got another attack dog over here. So looks, and that is a watchtower that's gone up there. So this is fascinating. Lorenz has definitely been the more aggressive, trying to keep Let's Wave a Book in check from a very early stage. The attack dogs going in a pack now. This could well be an attack, but they're just checking out the lie of the land. They're not engaging. Still only 2 kills to 1 in favour of Let's Wave a Book. Let's Wave a Book has a slight population advantage. Certainly has an infantry advantage. Let's Wave a Book is having to produce soldiers from this barracks over here. And another kill, a couple of sneaky kills there that went in with the dogs. Is this aiming to, only going to lose a few, but aiming to keep like I said, oh, there's more infantry coming up as well. How is this going to go down? Let's Wave a Book, you wouldn't think is in any trouble at this stage. But there is going to be this constant aggravation, distraction from Lorenz. What's Lorenz doing elsewhere? He's got more forces coming in. Sort of proper scrap going on there. But you'd have to say that probably isn't going Loren's way at the moment. 17 kills for Let's Wave a Book for the loss of only 8. But the watchtowers are up. Oh, the dogs are onto the cavalryman. I think this is a bit of scouting here from Let's Wave a Book. But being effectively penned in his territory by this presence here that Lorenz is keeping. Lorenz has it's got a female citizen over there, and in the middle of that is a watchtower slowly losing its loyalty. It doesn't lose its loyalty as fast as in previous alphas of 0 AD. May need to garrison that at some point to stop losing it altogether. More dogs. So this is interesting. Is this an approach that Lorenz is going for? Yeah, it's producing masses of dogs. Lorenz has gone into farming in a big way. He's got barracks up now and is slightly behind in terms of population. More female citizens than soldiers, but has not been under any kind of pressure. Let's Wave a Book has been under a bit of pressure, but has fought it off. The suicide attack dogs, 8 of them going into the fields. The women scatter. They're taking a bit of fire, but they're not losing tremendous amounts of health. But it's more the distraction, it's more the inconvenience. I suspect they're probably going to stick a tower down to try and prevent this. There's a whole load of it's palisade walls going up. So this is a defensive tactic, but there are purple dots all over Let's Wave a Book's side of the map, so a presence being kept by Lorenz. Incredible multitasking going on here, just waiting for vulnerable targets to appear. Let's Wave a Book does not appear to want to indulge Lorenz in this. He's keeping the vulnerable units well protected. It is quite a good lesson in how to keep your vulnerable units safe. This probably is the only area where there's a bit of vulnerability. The female citizens outnumber the soldiers there by quite some considerable margin. But will Lorenz actually find them? Lorenz has engaged the people building the walls, lost a horse, and doesn't know the dogs are just out of sight. Oh, does now. It's gone. No, it's continuing with the walls. And they're attempting to kill the dogs from distance. Might lose a few in this melee there, possibly, but no, the dogs have been more or less dealt with. There they go, the dogs are dead. Poor doggies. But building the walls right the way back to the edge of the territory there, so seeing this as a vulnerable side. This is quite good. It stops anything coming through, but they could still take fire from the CC. We've been looking almost exclusively at Let's Wave a Book's territory because this is where the action has been. Let's do a quick breakdown. There's nothing in it population-wise. It's 116, plays 115. Lorenz is actually pop-capped at the moment. We don't see that very often. There are houses going up, but it's very easy to get pop-capped with the Britons, as I can testify. Huge farming operation, so big food boom planned here. 2 barracks down. Both of them are producing in tandem, not using the auto-train, which we're seeing the top players are not really favouring the auto-train, or the auto-queue as I believe it's called, in favour of manual kind of multitasking. Fair play to them, they seem to be good enough as it is. I don't think they need it. It's only weaker players like me that like the auto-train. Let's Wave a Book is about to, well, he's exploiting his last easy to access sizable woodline. Where does Let's Wave a Book go after that? Nobody's looked like phasing up at this stage. We've not had a notification for its high phase 1 populations. I thought I'd missed somebody phasing up, but they're just not going for it. They are trying to maintain just the pace with which they've been creating. Look at this. Lorenz has had a tremendous burst here to get his population up ahead of Let's Wave a Book. 162 plays 149. Still a bit of an advantage in terms of infantry and now in terms of cavalry. Just 1 cavalryman left for Let's Wave a Book. But it's been a sudden burst of female citizens that Lorenz has pushed out. So it's about to run out of wood on this wood line. Probably has got this front one here to move to. Has also got a small wood line at the back of the base. More fields. How many fields has Lorenz put down here? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 fields. That is insane. This is a big war effort that they're hoping to push here. We have I don't know if this is a stalking scouting type mission. This is definitely scouting. The war dogs are onto it, and this horse isn't going to live very long if it runs into trouble here. But the infantry here, mass movement, a lot of that it's all infantry. They're all focusing to that wood line at the front. Lorenz has phased up. He's reached phase 2. We missed that completely. That was 13 minutes 26. And I can't see. Let's Wave a Book is actually pop capped at 180. And doesn't appear to have noticed. Looks like it's not an expansion because they're still at phase 1. So is this an attack? This could be interesting. Is Lorenz aware? Well, Lorenz is aware now because they're coming in. And a mass killing spree here. It looks like it's mostly skirmishers. 67 skirmishers and 17 swordsmen. So this is pretty brutal from Let's Wave a Book. You can call it a rush at quarter of an hour into a game. It's a full-on assault, I think. And it has made a difference. Let's Wave a Book is now ahead in terms of population. 200 plays 189. I'm just going to see if Let's Wave a Book is phasing up yet. No, hasn't yet, but has the option to. Is holding fire on the moment, looking to get more victims. Kill death ratio 3.6, 58 kills, place 16. But this equates to less than a 20 population lead at the moment. But all this time, Let's Wave a Book is pop capped, or was pop capped at 200. And there is the confirmation that the indicator for going to phase 2 is working. We simply missed it for Lorenz phasing up. It was there. So Let's Wave a Book started just before the 15-minute mark at phasing up. Sorry, Let's Wave a Book did. Lorenz is in a bit of trouble here. The numbers that Let's Wave a Book has committed to this attack and the amount of deaths, but in terms of population, it is now widening. That is, yeah, that's over 20 difference. I wonder whether Let's Wave a Book should consolidate now and pull back. He's definitely weakened Lorenz, but Lorenz is hitting back now, getting a huge load of kills. It's hit phase 2. Are we seeing phase 2 structures? We're definitely seeing lots and lots of cavalry potential being produced there. The stables all over the place. Let's Wave a Book has killed 133. Lorenz population down to 171 and captured a tower, so that's massive. That is going to seriously hamper Lorenz sort of develop. They'll have to take the time to recapture and destroy that tower or take it back. But it's a no-go area in the middle of Lorenz base. So, and that is the end of that attack. Losses, it took a few, but 140 kills. But remarkably, Lorenz had briefly got himself back in front in terms of population. And back come the victorious infantry. They're now going to capture this tower. It's going to take a little bit of time to do that, but they should get it. There are 3 troops garrisoned in it, but it's only one of the sentry towers. It's not a big sort of defense tower, so that's not too bad. Lorenz hasn't moved into mining at all, as far as I can tell. No. Has Let's Wave a Book? Let's Wave a Book has a full mining operation going. I think Let's Wave a Book could be in a position to get to phase 3 faster than Lorenz. Still needs 3 entities of phase 2 building. We are seeing houses on the extremities. There is a temple. Not seeing a blacksmith or market yet. That is quite unusual. How is Lorenz doing? Let's see. Still needing 2 entities. So I think some of these towers, they're not upgrading the towers. They've got that tower back now, so they did that in double quick time. We're seeing barracks being built on the extremities. No sign of blacksmiths or anything else. There's a market. So yeah, Lorenz has got the market. We have a wall of attack dogs keeping an eye on what's going on. How much vision does that give Lorenz? it gives him enough. He sees a front line ahead of his front line with them, and a good early warning system. Interesting use of the attack dogs. That one's got a bit carried away and is chasing after. Oh, and in they go like a huge swarm. So that will. It hasn't stopped a CC going up, but they're taking a few victims there. But the dogs won't live long. But Let's Wave a Book going back in for some more aggro here, I think. That is a defense tower being built right on the front line. Surely Lorenz is going to try and deny this. He must be aware of this now, surely. Yeah, there we are. So is that tower going to get up? Nah, they've stopped mid-build to do some shooting. Carefully watching to see if anybody goes to phase 3 or if anything else happens. There is the blacksmith for Lorenz. If they could capture that, that would be amazing. There is an ungarrisoned tower there. That is not good from Lorenz. This is, you'd have to say, so far, if you were to ask me who is winning this, I would say Let's Wave a Book is winning this. They've captured that tower. Have they garrisoned it? They have not fully garrisoned it. They got 4 in there, but that is a gift, isn't it? That is a complete gift to Let's Wave a Book. He has got a tower shooting into all of this farming infrastructure. It's fair to say that Lorenz has a lot of redundancy in terms of the farming. Very interesting indeed, but the sheer number of barracks that Lorenz is producing here is producing in parallel from most of them. So Lorenz's population is never going to be far behind with an infrastructure like that. What is Let's Wave a Book's plan? He's got a very strong group here. There's a few women in there too, so it's not all soldiers. And they're trying to capture that blacksmith. They have captured the blacksmith. Is that Lorenz only blacksmith? Has he got no means at the moment of upgrading his troops? Doesn't seem too bothered, to be honest. It looks very calm in the face of such aggression. It's been a good performance from Let's Wave a Book so far. Can Lorenz survive this? Still nobody in a position to go to phase 3. Lorenz needs still 2 entities of structure, and Let's Wave a Book is now in a position to do so, but hasn't pressed the button on it yet. So Let's Wave a Book could be in phase 3 right now. I don't know why he hasn't pressed the button, probably because he's microing this battle here. On every metric, including population, although that's just changed, Let's Wave a Book has pressed the button to go to phase 3, has just fallen behind on population. So Lorenz's population making machine has kicked into action, and it's quite a lead that he's opened up, and the kill death ratio has closed up as well. 131 kills for Lorenz. So it's one thing to be aggressive on the periphery, but it's another thing to occupy. So Let's Wave a Book hitting some serious resistance and a huge mass euthanization of female citizens there. I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Lorenz making space for infantry and possibly siege. But Let's Wave a Book is continuing to... It's a dangerous game. It's got lots of female citizens. It's 52 of them there still. And collecting the wood. I don't know whether Let's Wave a Book will start killing his own female citizens to make space for infantry and other units now. But it's quite an occupation. There's still a tower that's fully garrisoned of Lorenz in the middle of it that is shooting everything that runs past. But a lot of this territory has been taken. They've still got that tower. And they've pushed right up and captured one of the stables as well. That tower is going to hold its loyalty. So Let's Wave a Book is ripping through Lorenz territory. Lorenz still happily farming fairly peacefully over here. A lot of idle citizens, it has to be said. That's odd. I think they've just finished mining. In fact, I don't think Lorenz has really done any mining. So Lorenz is now going to to phase 3. Are we going to see siege? I'm not seeing a siege workshop. I've seen a military colony, and it is producing battering rams. So this is the expressway with the Romans to get rams. So the rams are going in on the... they've stopped going in. They're going a different way. I think you've seen horses. could do with pulling that back in to not lose it. Lots of soft targets in the middle there, not too much protection. But the ram's back out and it's aiming to take down these barracks. Interestingly, population-wise, it's gone back to Lorenz. Lorenz is back up at pop max. Let's Wave a Book has not repopulated as fast. It's getting close again, but 288. Lorenz has reached the city phase and has killed more troops than Let's Wave a Book. It's the tide, I think, is starting to turn a bit. And the female citizens being over here, they are starting to get murdered more frequently by this tower and by Lorenz soldiers. We're 24 minutes in. This is a weird one. I don't think I've ever seen a 1v1 go quite this way and be quite so fragmented. So Let's Wave a Book is at the edge of the territory, is near the base. But Lorenz seems to be able to defend this off quite sufficiently. And it's gone very attritional now. So there are expansions at the side still happening from Lorenz. This is incredible. So despite the chaos that is happening in the middle of Lorenz base, Lorenz is holding steady, holding his population near max, has phased up, is using the market and is building walls and is fighting off this attack. There is a rogue ram coming out. There's no more rams been produced. 17 skirmishers inside the military camp there. I still think this could go either way, but the way Lorenz has defended, it's a very good example, putting up a temple in the middle and forcing the fight here where you are strongest is brilliant play. So you got to hand it to Lorenz. He did seem to get caught a little bit unawares by the ferocity and speed of the attack, but to build all this infrastructure while this attack was going on is pretty incredible. Lorenz now staying comfortably ahead in terms of population. And has killed over 100 more units than Let's Wave a Book. But most of those were those female citizens that Let's Wave a Book sent forward. I think they were just cannon fodder, so they're not worried about losses. It's the overall result that's going to be important. What's happening on this side? More expansion going this way, so finding the woodline still. You still need your resources. They have pretty much stripped this area bare, and they're now looking for these pockets at the side. What has... well, Let's Wave a Book has done something similar. Has got lots of women up here, so here is a relatively easy target if Lorenz finds it. First siege engines from Lorenz, and I don't know if Let's Wave a Book has got much to defend against this. He's got a ram coming back, so this should not destroy the military camp. They should take that down. They're all piling in. And now a bit of a counterattack, but Lorenz is also countering from this side using this temple as a base of operations. And I mean, this is pretty stunning, the amount of attack and defense we're seeing. And I think it's far from over, to be perfectly honest. My voice is going to be gone by the end of this game. Let's Wave a Book is trying to capture another barracks down here. I think he's trying to capture that back. He's got it back, and the military colony still stands, producing more siege. If one of these gets through, has Lorenz got anything to stop this? The horses they're back, but oh, and he's pulled it back again. That's a shame. Maybe he's just trying to lure the horses out. We aren't seeing any champions. It's a shame. We've got the champions column back and we've not had any champions to show. We have one hero out. This is a hero of it's a hero of Let's Wave a Book, so he's stationed back there. Must give an overall bonus to the team rather than anything else. So rams aplenty now, ripping through the infrastructure of Lorenz. What has Lorenz got up his sleeve? He will have something. He's got no new siege coming. He's spread around this kind of right angle dog leg here, but things getting close to home, it has to be said. The forces are getting closer. The rams are definitely going in against some of the more strong structures. Lorenz is having to raid the market because he's running out of resources. He doesn't have mining on the go anywhere that I can see. There's a little bit of metal mining down here. Is Let's Wave a Book keeping... Yes, he is keeping control of his infrastructure. He's now got a lead. It's 245, plays 181. It's ebbing and flowing both ways. At the moment, you would say it's swung back into the favour of Let's Wave a Book, but Lorenz almost certainly will have tricks up his sleeve. There is a siege engine with 10 infantry units and another one behind it. So that surely may take care of the military colony here. There are 7 swordsmen in. Out they come. I think they're going to make light of that first ram, but they're going to find 10 swordsmen inside. Meanwhile, where has Let's Wave a Book's rams gone? Have they been destroyed or have they gone in? There's another one come out, and that has effectively stopped his ability to make rams in the vicinity. It doesn't appear to have a siege workshop down here, and I'm not seeing one elsewhere. Is that an oversight from Let's Wave a Book? I'm not sure. They're going for a capture on the CC down here. I don't think they're going to get it. No, that has been pulled back, and suddenly things possibly have turned around a little bit. It was an audacious move by Let's Wave a Book, but he was never going to get that CC. Just too many troops around. Yeah, and the last bit of resistance there from Let's Wave a Book is pushed back, and suddenly Lorenz is on the offensive. He's got a ram. It is gradually being taken down by these other troops, but supported, and there goes the tower, and that has pushed Let's Wave a Book back out. That has, for the first time, joined up these two areas. There's no longer that sort of yellow blister in the middle that was causing Lorenz so much difficulty. Incredible comeback and counter-attack from Lorenz. I think most players, not as skilled as Lorenz, would have fallen under the face of such aggression. So unbelievable defensive play there from Lorenz 11, following some pretty staggering attacking play from Let's Wave a Book. And they've, as is the way with attritional combat, territorially it's still with Let's Wave a Book, but Lorenz 11 now, I think, in a better position than he was 4 or 5 minutes ago. We are 32 minutes on the clock, and we're now into what is going to be the closing phase of this game, the last act. One of these attacks is going to cause a knockout blow somewhere. Can Let's Wave a Book maintain his infrastructure? He's having to send people far and wide. He's exploiting a new wood line down here. Lorenz is somewhat running out of resources. There aren't many wood lines that he could choose from without expanding elsewhere. And the only place to expand, really, there's a clump of trees here that he's exploiting. Let's Wave a Book has got all this stuff. This could be contested later. Over this side, it's in Let's Wave a Book's territory, so he's got all the wood lines, whereas Lorenz has less choice. But in terms of mining, it's all in Lorenz territory. So a new military colony, more siege stuff, and another attack from Let's Wave a Book, more aggression. He's at pot max. He's got 100 population lead. He's still in deficit in terms of the kill-death ratio, but Lorenz just does not know when he's beaten, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think he's beaten by a long stretch here. We are seeing the euthanization of female citizens for Let's Wave a Book this time, and that's quite a stinging attack that Lorenz launched there. I think it is female citizens that are being killed by Lorenz troops, because his numbers went up and Let's Wave a Book's went down considerably. Lost about 50 in the last 20 seconds there. And look at the kill count. The kill count for both sides is impressive, but they are fighting each other to a bit of a stalemate. In the meantime, it's attacks near the catapults out as well. So attacks near the base, and still putting pressure on Lorenz, trying to destroy this farming infrastructure. Despite having all this farming, food situation's pretty desperate, it has to be said, for Lorenz here. This could stop him rearming. So despite having all those farms, I mean, they are still producing, and Lorenz is never going to be short of food for long. Let's wave a book. He's not laid a glove on him despite that early pressure. And they are they're toying with Lorenz a bit here. They're trying to lure him out of this danger zone and killing him while he comes out. Is there another counter planned by Lorenz? What has he got in the pipeline? No siege coming out. He's got some of the upgrades, but not all of them. Let's Wave a Book has considerably more upgrades, so his troops are stronger, and the Roman troops are pretty strong compared to the Britons anyway. Still got the hero safely garrisoned in the CC, and a catapult pelting the CC from distance. So a few more of those. Yes, thank you very much. And in comes the ram again. Has Lorenz got anything to stop it this time? Still got 9 horses inside the CC. I'm gonna place my bets here. I think on the balance of this, and I'm probably gonna be completely wrong, but I think Let's Wave a Book might finally have this, possibly. I think he's got the numbers, the position on the map, and the position of influence from where he's attacking, and the units in the right place. It's still pretty valiant defending, but I don't know what Lorenz can do to stop this CC coming down. It's still got 9 horses inside, but it's besieged by attackers. That CC is coming down. Out come the horses. The CC is gone. How does Lorenz respond to this? The population of still like a just under 100 deficit. We're not seeing any champions. Out comes a siege engine to try and again take down this this military colony. I don't think they're going to get close. The catapult has done its work. The ram is still going. Towers coming down. It's looking desperate for Lorenz at this moment. He looks like he's going for a bit of a sneaky counterattack. When you got somebody sneaking a ram off up the side, you know you're probably in a bit of trouble. So where does Let's Wave a Book attack next? I got his name wrong. I told you I would. Let's Wave a Book seems to be focusing on the right side when all the action really is here. This is the power base of Lorenz at the moment. This is where he can produce new units from. And he is rearming, but not at the same rate. Where did that rogue ram of Lorenz go? I didn't see where it went. Is it still somewhere there? Let's see if we can find it. We'll keep an eye on what's happening down here. So they're gradually segregating Lorenz territory. They're cutting swathes through it. The catapult is still firing. Where is Lorenz? I don't know where Lorenz siege engine actually is. There, is that it? Yeah, there it is. It's full with troops as well. Lorenz is definitely on the back foot at this point. I think it would be a pretty incredible performance if he were to turn this around from here. He's got some garrison siege engines going in. Still female citizens up there, a lot of light targets, but is that going to make any difference whatsoever? I'm not sure. Lorenz valiantly trying to attack, trying to take down the catapult. Catapult is taking the remnants of his base down. And the population gap is huge now. It's 267 plays 126. Lorenz still the killing machine here with over 1,000 kills to 840. But positionally, it looks like a very, very good position for Let's Wave a Book. We're watching Lorenz siege engines up here. I don't know if this is going to swing it or whether this is just going to be like a one in the eye at the end. Let's Wave a Book will be aware of it. The hero's in there, so much desolation. Military camp going down here, right on the edge again. The catapult is still pummeling these structures. And the population is back up to 132. The Rams are through the gap, so they're just going to go straight in on the CC. Will this have an adverse effect? I don't think it will. There's another CC here. There are 2 military camps. You know, a new one. Oh, did it get... No, it's gone up. So military camp over here. Is this going to make any difference, really, to... Is this going to make any difference? The infantry have come out. They're getting kills. That CC is probably coming down. They've left it. Where are they going now? They're going after the farm. What's going on here? Has Lorenz captured it? Lorenz captured the CC. I wondered why. So he knocked it down and he captured it with all of about 15 troops. That is pretty incredible. So suddenly, Let's Wave a Book has a bit of a problem. It's a shame he's pulling back to defend this. I think he's taken his eyes off the prize a bit here. I think the real victory to be had is here. What goes on for 15 troops up here and a bit of lost infrastructure is neither here nor there. But yeah, they're not gonna... Are they gonna capture it back? Where is that bulk army? I think this is just giving Lorenz possibly a way back into it. Lorenz's population is increasing slowly, but he's almost out of all resources and he's pinned to the extremity here. He has got this territory, but Let's Wave a Book is reasserting himself over it. He may capture this back. He's got a hero as well in the process of doing just that, and he's got it back. So yeah, the walls don't seem to keep their loyalty. Now they're going back. But yeah, I think it was just a small bit of resistance. I think it's going to be a nominal bit of resistance. This is where Lorenz is reduced to. It's down to a population of 80. Let's Wave a Book should have this in the bag, and a pretty impressive victory if this is the case. I've been very impressed with how aggressive he was and how brilliantly, for the time that he did defend, that Lorenz has held out. 43 minutes. We are at the closing stages. I am almost certain this is going to be a Let's Wave a Book victory, despite the fact that Lorenz has the higher kill-death ratio. Phenomenal performance from both players again. And rather unfortunately, we've seen Lorenz... I think we're about to see a defeat for Lorenz. I think we've seen him lose 2 weeks in a row. You cannot deny Lorenz's ability. Against most other players, I think he wins 9 times out of 10. Come up against Borg last week, and Let's Wave a Book in absolutely murderous form this week. Despite that pressure that he put him under, it's been a pretty faultless performance from Let's Wave a Book. He's really had a stranglehold on the game. That very aggressive move towards the middle of the map has definitely seen him in good stead, and I think we're seeing the death throes of this game here. He's fighting to the death, is Lorenz. His population's still at 77. You can fight him back, but you lose a shed load of troops in the process. This big army have come right the way around, and they're going to start capturing. They're going to start capturing these barracks and these infrastructure buildings. Waiting for more siege to appear. We're not seeing any. Lorenz is still boosting his population. He's producing heroes, not heroes, champions. The really nasty swordsmen. So only one of them at the moment, or is that a group of 4? So that might hold things out a bit further. Where has let's see, Let's Wave a Book has gone all the way over here. Has found another CC to capture. It's Garrison with Women. So he is looking to claim all this territory. And this surely will be the end. Lorenz cannot keep this going much longer, I don't think. And they're making a fist of it. He's producing, he's given up on that. I think, where is the hero? Is he with them? No, the hero's safely garrisoned again. They could probably do with him there capturing. But they decide not to bother. Maybe they'll send a siege engine in to flatten that at a later date. Lorenz can't seem to get his population up, and Let's Wave a Book has kind of lost, I wouldn't say lost control or interest in it. They're walking miles to get wood. The focus is elsewhere. The focus has got to be finishing this game off. 46 minutes and 20 seconds. Still a population, a mammoth population lead. We're seeing rams coming out now from this military colony, and more from this one. Nothing from the siege workshop. A lone ram, any troops in it? 10 troops in it again, so same again from Lorenz here. He's trying to sneak his way back through. That CC is going to get weakened and possibly captured. I think he's going for the capture. In the meantime, another lone marauding battering ram going through. Nothing else. Yeah, 2 being produced there. Not much in the way of troops, not much he can produce. How long can Lorenz hold out here? They've encircled the CC again. There's only 4 troops in it, so the capture should happen a lot easier this time. They just took it down. I think Lorenz might have destroyed that himself. And we could be seeing a resignation pretty soon. I think that's another CC going up. So looking to totally dominate the map here. And that ram has got through. The female citizens pounce upon it. Out come the infantry. There is the hero. The hero's out. And I think they're going to stop that ram before it gets anywhere near and kill these guys off. It's a whole load of infantry against a hero and a CC firing arrows. And not quite dealt with, but does it really matter? Yet they're all dealt with now. So is Lorenz going to throw the towel in, or is he still holding out? He's never dead till he's dead, but he's got no resources to plunder. He's got next to no. He's gone. Lorenz has resigned, and I don't think he had any other option. He pretty much threw everything he could. What a game! Congratulations to both players, especially Let's Wave a Book for a brilliantly aggressive performance, but kudos to Lorenz 11 for the strength of that defending. At one point I thought he genuinely had possibly turned it around, but yeah, let's have a look at the summary and try and pick that apart. So comprehensively on the scores, 30,661 plays 25,163. Ahead in economy, not ahead in military, so higher military score, nothing really in it in exploration. In terms of structures, it looks pretty strong for Let's Wave a Book, but it's this kill-death ratio. So it's very rare you see somebody with a positive kill-death ratio actually end up on the losing side. But Let's Wave a Book did it. That was pretty stunning. Let's have a look at the populations and how they broke down. So early on there was really nothing in it. Let's Wave a Book got a bit ahead there, and then it evened out again, and then there was a significant period of time where Let's Wave a Book had a population advantage and gradually chipped away. But here it looked like it was about to turn around, and here as well. So it was at great cost, but Let's Wave a Book held out to the end and was a worthy winner. But a fantastic match between two very closely matched competitors. And like I said, I wouldn't last 5 minutes against either of them, I don't think. Well, I'm really pleased about that. That's been 2 1v1 games and the standard has been exceptionally high on 0 AD Newbie Rush. I guess we'll be back to team games and newer players fairly soon. but it's been a bit of an eye-opener watching some of the players of this caliber do their thing and show us where we're all going wrong. Awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So that game was submitted by Andrea92, player who's submitted a few of their own games in the past, a good friend of the channel, and they must have been spectating this one and quite rightly decided it was worth sharing. And I'm so glad they did. A massive thanks to Andrea for doing that. Absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed that. Let's see if we can get anywhere near that next week. I'm looking forward to it already. But let me know what you thought of the game. Let me know where you thought it was won and lost. I think Let's Wave a Book's overall aggression carried him through, and as good as Lorenz is, it just, I mean, the Britons as well. Late game, the Romans are always going to be stronger. But fair play to both players. Fantastic game. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary and tutorials on 0 AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.